So we're in the basement of Bicentennial Hall. This is the room with the scanning electron microscope, and so the geology and biology departments do a lot of research in here.
My name is Serena Patel. I am a geology major and environmental studies minor, and I am a senior Feb.
I'm Dan Reed. I'm a English and geology double major, and I'm a senior Feb.
So geology majors at Middlebury do a full-year senior thesis, and my research focuses on the origin of a volcano in New Zealand. And I'm using this machine to look at some of the chemistry of those rocks in greater detail than I would be able to get on pretty much any other piece of equipment we've got available.
And my project is trying to determine how certain rocks in Maine formed. And in order to do that, you really have to take a look at minerals and mineral chemistry within the rocks. So minerals, just the components of a rock. And the only way to do that is using an instrument like this.
So we've got optical microscopes upstairs, and you can look at samples at about 400 magnification on those, and this will get us several thousand magnification. So on those microscopes upstairs, we'll be able to look at maybe an individual grain that's about 1 millimeter across. On this, we're at the micron to nanometer scale, looking at some very, very fine detail of chemistry within these rocks.
So we were taking a look at a very small insect that really you can't see much detail with the naked eye. You could see a little bit of detail with a basic microscope, but still this allowed us to zoom in really closely on the eye, for example, and see that it's made up of these very compound, small structures. An important thing to note is definitely that it's very rare for undergraduates to have access to an instrument like this, let alone one of this quality. Even often at graduate schools, there's really limited access. But one of the great things about Middlebury's purchase of this machine is that we as undergraduates get that opportunity.
It's a very sophisticated piece of equipment. It's a very good quality piece of equipment, and we're particularly lucky to have someone who trains us how to use this. Jody's incredible at explaining the processes that occur within the machine. And sort of what we're looking at, and that gives us the opportunity to do a lot of independent work and sort of investigating things on our own, because we've got the tools and the knowledge base to be able to figure some of this stuff out by ourselves. I could definitely see this being applied widely across campus. I mean, this is a liberal arts education, and this definitely applies to that spectrum. I mean, if you were an art major and you wanted a different perspective of photography, like 50,000, 100,000 magnification of something is going to give you a really unique perspective.